Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Um, I want to address an issue that I've been seeing come across my social media feed. I didn't really say anything about it before. I wasn't sure if it was a one-off or what it was, but I'm starting to see it become a reoccurring pattern, and I sort of want to address it for specifically the African American Muslims. A few months ago, I produced a video on my YouTube channel. If you are a subscriber, then maybe you saw it. The video is called Skin Color or Religion, which comes first? And I addressed the issue of which do we put forward in our life first? What is our master identity? Is it being black or is it being Muslim? Again, I addressed it in the video. I didn't realize the salience that that video would have in our current time. I received a phone call from a brother in Philadelphia, and he was really the catalyst for me making that video. He, again, through social media, I'd heard that question or variances of that question: skin color or race. Are we black? Are we Muslim first? How do we approach it? More than once. And then this brother called me when I was in the gym working out, and he said, hey, I'd like your opinion on this. Some brothers were having a conversation, so I wanted to know what you think. So I addressed it again in the video. The Muslims right now are in a trying time that has the potential to escalate into something terrible for the Muslims. What I have been seeing on social media is more and more videos of black people telling other black people, hands off of this situation, hands off. It has nothing to do with us. Stand down. This is not our fight. We don't have a dog in this fight between the Palestinians and the Israelis. And the argument is neither side comes to our aid as black people when we are having battles. When we're having issues, neither side is coming to help us. Therefore, or likewise, we're not going to go help them. We don't have a dog in that fight. That's the argument. From a secular perspective, Islam out of the picture, I could see the logic behind that. But we are Muslims, and we have guidance that the non-Muslims don't have. We have the Quran, we have the Sunnah, and we have the understanding of the Salaf Salih. Our filter always needs to be Islam. That's what our filter needs to be. When we hear information, we need to run it through that prism of Islam to find out what we're hearing. Does it align with Islam? Or is it out of alignment? If it's out of alignment, it's rejected. That is how I survived academia with my deen intact, unlike some who did not. Is that everything that I heard in the classroom was filtered through that Islamic lens. If it aligned with Islam, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I accepted it, I added it to the arsenal. If it was something that was whack and rejected and it had nothing to do, it was outside of the alignment, I rejected it. It's that simple. So when we hear black people say, random black people, when we hear some of these YouTube influencers, your Dr. Omars and some of these other people, and they're telling black folks to stay out of this, that we don't have a dog in the fight. What I would say, and this message is specifically to African American Muslims, and I'm sure we know this, but I'm just going to reiterate it. We understand that we don't take our cues from kuffar. We don't take our cues on how we move and how we engage and how we understand from non-Muslims. Skin color is irrelevant. Skin color is irrelevant. We don't take our cues in what we do, how we engage, and how we understand issues that pertain specifically to Muslims from non-Muslims. In America, we have qualified du'at. We have qualified scholarship that are from us, that know our history, that know the culture that we come from. They come from us. So how do we engage with this Palestinian Israeli conflict? Number one, we go to the Quran and the Sunnah. There's a hadith that I'd like to read. It's from Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. He reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings be upon him, said, whoever among you sees evil, let him change it with his hand. If he cannot do so, then with his tongue. If he cannot do so, then with his heart, which is the weakest level of faith. This conflict between our brothers and sisters in Philistine, and I'll say it again, our brothers and sisters in Philistine are being slaughtered, being murdered with the support of other countries. We can't change that with our hand. We can't change it. Can we speak on it? Some of us can, some of us can't. But at the very least, we can hate it with our heart and make dua for our brothers and sisters who are going through this trying time. We don't have time as people who have guidance from the Creator to be taken from Dr. Omar and any of these other random influencers who have nothing to do with Islam, who are, dare I say, less than God conscious, who on any given day will speak ill of Islam at any given opportunity. Why would I waste my time in issues of life and death and my brother's dying? Why would I waste my time taking anything from somebody like Dr. Omar or any of these other influencers or random black people that come across my video feed talking about we don't have anything to do with this Palestinian Israeli conflict? Well, you may not, but we as Muslims, we do. Allah's messenger said, you see the believers as regards their being merciful among themselves and showing love among themselves and being kind, resembling one body, so that if any part of the body is not well, the whole body shares the sleepiness and fever with it. And this is in the book of Adab in Sahih Bukhari. Both of the narrations that I read were in Sahih Bukhari, I believe. So you can reference them. You can find them. This is Sahih Bukhari 6011, book 78, hadith 42. And the other one was from Sahih Muslim, hadith number 49. And it's graded as Sahih. So both of those narrations are sources that we would go to find out, at the very least, what do we do? How do we approach this this situation? We're far removed from it, being that we're not even on the same continent. But what do we do? How do we approach it? Do we take to the streets and protest like what's going on? Are there specific dua that we should be making? If there's dua that we're supposed to make, what is that dua? That dua is more powerful than anything else we have, because Allah answers the dua of the oppressed. So what are we doing? Skin color has no place in this issue. The Palestinians, the Rohingya Muslims, the Uyghurs, the Muslims in Myanmar, the Muslims all over the world who are being oppressed, all of them deserve our love, and all of them deserve our dua. Every single one of them. And we don't raise one above the other. It just so happens that the Palestinians are the ones catching it pretty bad right now, and they need our dua. And there is no room for this is not our issue simply because we're black and they're Arab. They're Muslim. We're Muslim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. That is our asl. That's our base. That's what we all agree upon. Right? Of course, we have issues with the Arabs in the black community. Yes, we do. Absolutely. And those issues need to be addressed. But they're still Muslim. The people in Palestine haven't done anything to us here. So why would we not make dua for them? Why would we not cry for them? They're our brothers and sisters. So I would encourage all African Americans to abandon the likes of Dr. Omar and some of these other YouTube influencers in regards to this issue. We don't take from them. We don't take cues from them. They're not from us when it comes to issues that pertain to Muslims. Barakallahu feekum. Wa jazakum Allahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.